And decide how it's going to be. Then you do the drill, and then you access the future experience.
Okay.
You understand that?
Yeah.
That was what we did here. When I was asking you about having this distinction, and then have the new feeling, that was exactly what you were doing. Same thing. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you feel now?
Not much difference, actually.
Then
More like a feeling that I know what I'm gonna do.
it's easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too easy.
It's too easy.
Yeah, it's too easy. Well, a lot of people have a trouble with change is because people believe, this is the thing here, people assume and believe, change, I need to change myself because I suck, or I'm a loser, or whatever it is, right? So how are you going to change yourself if you suck and a loser? That's not possible. It's a lot of work. Understand that?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And people have a problem. Well, I have this kind of asshole in my as neighbor, whatever it is. Understand that? So think about the neighbor and you get really upset. The neighbor is the problem. And I say, no, it's not the neighbor. It's your response and reaction to the neighbor, whatever he or she is doing. Dalai Lama, for example, the guy with Buddha, all that stuff in Tibet, all that. He wouldn't be disturbed by that kind of neighbor. Why? Because Dalai Lama will sit in meditation, whatever he's doing, just enjoy his day. Most people can't do that. You understand that?
Yes.
Yeah. I will tell you something about your mother, your mom, right? A few years back, she came to me. She was leaving her car and the tires. She was really upset. She was really stressed out. She was crying, all the stuff. And I was like, did I say something? No, she was crying before she saw me. So it wasn't me. Anyway, I did something and I helped her. And she was just fine after that. I haven't asked her about that since then. A few years back. Because people believe and assume that if I'm going to change something, I have to change the current condition right now with myself, right?
Right.
But that's not true. If you access a future experience that's not tied to the past or present reference, it's a future reference and it's a new one, and you can design it any way you like it. Understand that?
Yeah.
So what happens is you have a new experience by your own rules and your own experience without any need to change anything, because what happens is whatever it was going on in your life or with yourself in life will stop to exist. Basically, in your experience, in practice. This is practice, this is no theory, by the way. It will basically stop to exist. Okay? And people go, what do you mean by stop to exist? Okay? A lot of people, like your father, when he has a lot of things to do, what he's going to do? He goes out in the garage, right?
Right.
And work for a few hours. Because when he's out in the garage, it's peace for him. Understand that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when he goes out the garage, he comes in, he's calmer, he's right?
Right.
And I know he's doing that. I can point it out for him also. All that. I know that's his way to dealing with things that goes on. He goes out in the garage, he sees oil, he sees a screw, he smells the oil, he's working out, and he comes in and he's really happy with that. That's how people do it. So when he's doing that, the other thing in the house doesn't exist. Understand that?
Yeah.
So he's entering a new context. In that context, boom, he's just working with the car, he's just working with the things here, and nothing else exists, right?
Right.
So that's what people do all the time. But they don't have let's call it a conscious choice or conscious awareness to do that. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions now about this? Yeah, ask away.
No, actually not.
Actually not.
I'm just really confused.
About what?
Everything.
Life? Yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah. So suddenly all the assumption you had about who you are, what you're going to be, whatever it is, suddenly get, oh shit. More or less.
More or less.
Yeah. And we haven't done anything special.
No.
No. And you have to ask yourself, why does he have this response? Because it's really subtle. It's not a big deal. He's just doing the drill. He just access. But it's a total new way that's totally altering his way of responding to the world because he has new experience. And since he has a new experience, it takes time for the brain to update its, what do you call it, responses and awareness and realization, you can call it. And when he realized that, he got confused because it's messing with his previous way of handling the world or dealing with the information of the world. And it's a subtle effect, but it has massive consequences. I know that. I'm doing this with him, so I just did it to him more or less because I asked him if he could do this, and he volunteered. And now he's fucked because he doesn't know what he's getting into, but he's probably going to be happy about it a few years down the road, maybe some weeks, I don't know. I don't know, you'll see about that. This is my kind of sense of humor, by the way. So when I'm working with people, this is what I'm doing, more or less. I ask them, especially if I have a client on Skype or whatever it is, I ask people about, is this what you want to do? This is what you want to do? Because he said this up, I want that. I didn't say you need to have that because this is what you want. I asked him, do you want this kind of life or do you want something new? He said he wants something new. So I gave him something new because he said he wanted that. Now it fucks him up because it's a new experience and he doesn't know how to handle that. They call life, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh. Because people are so obsessed with the idea to respond and react to the world. So if something happens in the world, boom, we get a feeling, sensation based on, people call it anchoring, some people in psychology call it similar response. Something happens and we have to react to it. You don't need to react to it. Some people go like, oh, cool. That's the reaction they have. And they just go on whatever they're doing. Some people doesn't even react. People are yelling for help in the dark corner of the alley in the evening. And people go like, did you hear that scream? No, I didn't. Just keep going. We don't want to, something bad could be there. It could lure us into the dark. And, so people have this social construct that something happens, they just delete it. Sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't happen. And people are so assumed that reality is really, really, really fixed. It's like we assume. I have this kind of way. I've lived like this for 60 years. No, my life is like this forever. And nothing can change that because I know how my life was. It's like the Star Trek, right? Captain Kirk. And I am like Captain Kirk because I have been this bad experience. That defines me who I am. And I go like, yes, and you can do this, but it's different. And I go, people like, that's too easy. This is my way of expressing sense of humor. It's too easy. So, for all the people out there doing NLP or whatever they're doing, or practitioner, mouse practitioner, trainer, banner grinder, Laval, Riggy, whatever you call themselves, I don't care because this is how easy it is. This is how you make people get the experience they want to have and maintain it. How do you maintain this experience, for example?
I don't know.
If you do this, that's it. You only need to get the distinction back, and it will all be there for it. It's context awareness. It's tied to this. It's that easy. Can you do this? Remember that?
Yeah.
This is too easy, too hard, or whatever you call people. Hey, too easy. Should it be too hard? Maybe you should do it really, really hard. Now, people say, you can't do it with everyone like this. Obviously, you can't do it because if people are sitting in a mental hospital, for example, they have no idea what a context is. They are all over the place. So you have to stabilize them. Stabilize, what do you call it? Stabilize them? Not the horses, stabilize. It's not a hospital with horses, it's a stabilize, it's a stable configurant. But most people in the mental hospital don't have the context. They are all over the place. So you have to first put them into a way of this is basically. And if you look at any approach when you use in the mental hospital, whatever you call provocative therapy or whatever it will, what they're doing is stabilize the client, and when they're stable, then they do the changes. But most people who is walking around in the normal world, they can do it like Simon did here. It's not that different. And you can ask yourself, how do I use this, as one guy asked me in the forum, how do I use this to make more money for and support my family? All that? You take your family, you take your kids, you take the life you have when you have a job, you take all those contexts in, then you do the drill, then you think about the context when you're going to have that kind of support and job and all that, and go with the intention to have that and generate that experience in the future. And then you go out there and find what's going on. That's what I would do anyway. It's too easy. Maybe I should wear a mantle and have a cigar or some spooky ritual or music behind me or something like that. Hopefully this is or we have to do it all over again. Oh no, not again. So what I want you to do, Simon, we're going to do a follow-up in about a few weeks, months, 2 months, I don't know when it's going to be. And I'm going to ask you basically what has going on since then, since what you do. And I want you to practice this so you get second access to it. And use it for your school and stuff like that. Understand?
Yeah.
Is it you?
Yeah.
Okay. Check in on that. Young man. Young man. I love I can't sing that well. Sorry about that, guys. Questions? You know where I am? Call me, or don't call me. Write on the comment section on my notnlp.com and write on the forum. Hello. We'll see you later. Bye to the audience. I know he think he's totally nuts, but I'm just showing him. One day maybe he's more loose and he's just whatever 18, 19.
19.
He's just 19 years old. I was 19. I was a total mess. I'm much better now, I think. It's Christmas soon. This is a gift for you. Christmas coming. Next year coming. Hey, new experience waiting. Bye bye.
Bye.
Good for it, huh?
Bye.